Greetings, fellow members of the Ark. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Frostwardens. Episode 20, Another Mouth to Feed. So we have recruited Triss, now known as Cardinal, and rebuilt the bunker. The next project I want to undertake is set up a dedicated mortar battery. So as I'm sure you guys know, mortars require to be unroofed, which then means the heat that we might have in the base escapes. So I want to set up a dedicated mortar battery so that the heat in the base does not escape. Probably meaning double insulating the zone. Does research speed make ground pen scanning faster? It does, yes. The speed at which you use ground pen scanners is your research speed stat. Where do I want to set up the battery? If I set it up here, it would be cramped, where we have one mortar here, one mortar here, a door, and a shelf of shells. Yeah, I'd live with that. The reason to set it up really close to the pillbox is so that the artillerymen and women can quickly transition to being gunners in the defense of the colony. And in this case, I think I'm going to use steel doors, even though steel is a little bit more rare of a resource, so that we can traverse the tile faster. And I'm only ever planning on having like 2 mortars for now. And I'm setting up so that both sides work, exactly. So that we can walk through the zone. Would it be a good idea to move Cardinal's bed so that less power will be used for heating? So we're keeping the ground pen scanner room heated to like a bare minimum temperature so that the person in it doesn't freeze to death. And if I intend to ground pen scan, I might as well just have someone sleeping there too. Oh, look at the mining we've done. Am I planning to make an art pinch anytime soon? Not as long as there's, like, colony survival at stake. We're still, like, freezing cold and starving. And while that is true, I don't think I'll be pivoting towards art. That and I have other kind of mega projects in mind for the future, and I want to prepare for them. Meaning that wasting stone on art is unaffordable. Well, let's get the grow light back on. And get Zeus in. Actually, consume food and then I'll scan. That way you don't have to leave the area for a bit. So now that the walls are constructed, we can permanently have this be a roofless zone, which will allow us to mortar shell without unnecessary delays. Having to remove the roof every time gets tiresome. Of course, as a net result, that zone is going to be frigid. This area will be, you know, very cold void, but that's fine. And any shells get put in there as highest priority. I'm also choosing to just line the rest of the roofs up where we want roof tiles. Good. Oh, let's move this shelf. There we go. And also in this case, if our shells do get hit, they're behind walls. So the people that are manning the artillery are not going to have a good time, but at least the explosion will be contained within that area. What about a 2-tile roof on the outside of the base so that snow can be cleared? We could do that. The problem with the offering pathing around the base is it will also speed up the speed at which the raiders will traverse around to open doors. And because our colonists shouldn't be walking a path like this, but instead just go into the base and back out, I worry that if we add a snowless area around the vicinity of the base, we're just helping raiders as a consequence. Okay, we have a bit of brownout. I've powered off the ground pen scanner, and Fishpick and Cardinal are now lovers. Well, I guess Cardinal's moving her bedroom. Now, as far as ideology goes, they don't share a bed until they're wed, but I can put them in the same room without penalty. I think I'm going to have Axios harvest the rice early so that I can recoup battery power. So Axios, let's go ahead and do a mass harvest and set you up on a pure work schedule till it's done. He definitely draws short straw often. So I'm turning all the benches off. Oh, a food binge. Well, crap. We don't have a lot of food. I really can't let him binge. This is not even his first binge. This is the second one. As much as I would like Axios to, be able to complete the project, I don't think we can waste the food. So I'm locking all the food up. And we're going to have to go a little lean for a bit as a result. So thanks, Progadog. Or Progadog. For a rough day. Does this break the binge? No, he'll still try to binge. He just won't physically have things to eat. And he's not going to eat raw rice. So he's just going to stand around, and it's going to be like a wander binge instead. Or a wander break. Which is less destructive. Alright, now I'm going to get the benches back on and sewn. Comment was about arresting him? Arresting him, so the problem with arresting is it would be viable, but in this case, then you would have a massive mood penalty for having recently been arrested. And not only that, but it's possible that he'll be arrested with, and rather than the catharsis of, like, I got over a mental break. So arresting him is just going to cause more mental breaks. It's almost guaranteeing that he's going to have another one, but the next one might be violent. It might be a murder or something. So if you can help it, it's in the case where it is a violent mental break, where they're going to, like, kill someone, yeah, arresting is a pretty reasonable response. But in the case where it's non-violent, if you can resolve it without arresting them, it's a far better outcome, in my opinion. And almost everybody had at least a meal on their person, so we really haven't had any hunger issues. Fishpick's is about to start to get one, but what I can try to do is, like, cook one meal with Zeus in and have Fishpick eat it real quick. And do the same for Axios. And in fact, it wouldn't be a terrible idea to allow Pierogi Dog to have a meal as well. Just because he's actually hungry. Nope, stop. Flick. There we go. Okay. So now there's one meal for him to eat, but that's just because he would actually benefit from it. And he snapped out of it. That was quick. Would it be viable to have a small animal as a pet? No. Please tell me you don't need me to explain why. I'll let you deduce the reason why for yourself. I'll give you a hint. Here's the available wildlife. We've never seen an animal in 2 years. And when we do, I think we're going to eat it. I could give Pierogi Dog a Cardinal's old bedroom? I could, yeah. I wasn't keeping it heated at the moment, which then requires 200 extra watts or so. But given his moodiness, it might not be a bad idea. Yeah, and we have low food in general, so feeding animals is kind of a ridiculously stupid idea. I'll be blunt. No one goes, oh god, we're starving, let's get a dog. In the history of humanity, that has never been said. Oh, forgot about that. Actually, it might be wise to cook individual meals, so that if we do have food poisoning, it's not a, it doesn't poison the whole stack. So maybe going forward, I will just do one meal at a time. And we have a guaranteed find in about 21 or 20%. So we're going to start finding deep drilled stuff. We've so far found plasteel, but plasteel doesn't solve any of our problems right now. Our problems is wood and steel. So I don't really care about plasteel. In fact, I don't really care about anything but wood. I really hope we deep scan wood soon. Question for you all. Not a full voting, but should Zeusin and Axios become nocturnal? So the thought process there is the grow light's on during the day, and Zeusin wants to ground pen scan at night. Should they flip their day-night schedules and become nocturnal? Also, why are you so rec-starved? I think every time he has, like, a designated recreation time, he's, like, busy with something else. Would there be a mood penalty for the swap? Yes. Technically speaking, when you are in the dark, you're more upset, unless you're an undergrounder. Or have dark vision or something. Which I'm not running biotech, so that's not a thing. And then there's a move speed penalty being in the dark too. So here's darkness -5. And then a move speed penalty for low light conditions as well. So there is some penalties for a nocturnal schedule. Plus it's colder at night. So moving slower outside and in the dark when it's colder can be a recipe for absolute freezing darkness caused mental breaks. But it looks like we're going to flip-flop their schedules. Got it. Which is a little challenging because they have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hours of sleep for Zeusin. So that's 9 hours of sleep. And then after their sleep, they had 2 hours of recreation, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hours of work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then 1 hour recreation before bed. So that's Zeusin flip-flop schedule. And then Axios' flip-flop schedule, he has 1 fewer hours of work, sleep. Designated recreation. The same amount of designated work. And then 2 hours of anything before bed. That's starting to look real confusing. The challenge is, of course, when Axios does a full-time work schedule, switching it back to that schedule is going to be a little annoying, but whatever. There we go. I think I did that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah. Scorpio, thanks for all the gifted subs. And Wishbringer for the resub. Cheers. In this case, I think I'm going to move Axios and Zeusin to sleep in here, and Pierogadog to sleep in here, because he's just going to have an extraordinary amount of disturbed sleep otherwise. Alright, so these stone outcroppings didn't have overhead mountain that needed to be tended with. That's good. And I'll start hauling away those chunks so they don't offer cover to enemies. So I think in this case, the transition to day-night schedules will be a little slow, because like their sleep needs are met for the most part. Which is why, like, Axios isn't even sleeping, because he's like, I'm not tired. Why should I sleep? But I do a lot of, like, nighttime harvest and resowing with Axios. So, him being on nocturnal schedule also might be useful for that same reason. So he's starting to get ratty apparel. I think it makes sense for me to make 2 toques. One for Pierogadog, one for Axios. And I don't have more fabric than that, right? I really am out of cloth. I have 52, and I'm about to use 50 of it. So that's a bit of a bottleneck. Raid of the Godless. They're a prepare a wild raid. 2 long-range weapons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set everyone to close so they don't venture too far out of the base. I don't want them getting ganked. Flicking off the grow light so we don't brown out. And you know what? I'm going to take 1 pot shot with a incendiary round on them. See if I can't set them on fire. And I got one. Because I have a lot of incendiary rounds, shells. They're not super effective, but they're pretty good at shooting at prepare wild raids. Got another. And what this really does is it will slow them down, right? His movement speed is 84% as a result of the wounds that he just took, which separates them out from a group. So rather than one big crowd, you know, attacking me all at once, they trickle in, which makes my job a little easier. I'm gonna hold fire. Okay, so I did get that toque. I'm putting them on. Well, they won't freeze to death now? True. Most of them were pretty well insulated, though, so I don't think they were going to freeze anyway. And let's see how the new defense works. So Axios there. Zeus in here. Cardinal. Pierogadog. And Fishpick, you could just hang out. Actually, I'm gonna, put them up here. Axios got hit. Destroyed a lung. Ooh, jeez. Luck is not on my side. And Cardinal took a hit to a toe. He just got shot in the head again? Man, he needs to stop tanking to the face. Fishpick. Open a brewer door. Fenders are falling back. There's a valid entry into the base from the back now, and they'll pivot. I guess Fishpick, you try to do the tending. And Zeus and Axios, or Pierogadog, are able to be redeployed out without much risk. The people on the ground. Yayo, Torture Jar's Fast Walker, Jealous and Nervous. Nothing really to write home about, so I'm not too concerned about capturing any of them. And they're using my defenses, but that's fine. Because I am just guerrilla messing with them now. You can kind of see the advantage of our, like, pop-out attacks. Pretty effective. Even if we took damage. They're going to try to flee through our cover, so I'm going to stop them. Loud zones are all reset. What's funny is if they do manage to break that door down, they're just going to die. As a result of our, traps. Alright, we do have Ray. Tough Brawler. Ooh, boy. If only I had more food. Oh, and, like, no health conditions? Normally, I would be all over it. A Brawler that's tough and has plants and medical. Man, that's really hard to pass up. I'm so worried about our food. That we won't be able to feed them. Shoot. Are you addicted to anything? No? Okay. We'll try for it. Now, for ideology, our ideology, I should say, we currently do not allow organ harvest. It upsets us. Question, should we allow an emergency measure for organ harvest? And this is for the lost lung for Axios. Now, the problem here, of course, is nobody really has the ability to do the surgery but him. The thing is, Ray does have a passion in medical, and it's not unreasonable that at some point she will be able to help with surgeries. Can he live with one lung? Yes, he can. He'll have some movement speed disadvantages, but it won't kill him. Plus the other lung gets lost too. Alright, bio-coated 85% pistol. So in the case that Ray does get converted, I'm going to keep the handgun in reserve. Nope, not there. Wait, what? Come on. Oh, because bio could have probably got flagged off. No, it didn't. Is that not a machine pistol? It's a bio-coated machine pistol at 85%. Oh, poor. No, it should be there. Krogadog just doesn't understand stockpile zoning. Machine pistol. Bio-coated. Yeah, what the hell? Fine. You want to be stupid? Just force you to load it. So I didn't save any of the prisoners this time around. Obviously, I executed, or not prisoners, but I executed all the raiders. The emergency measure would be for the future. Once I have a viable method to, there you go, that's where it belongs. Once I have a viable method to actually install the lung, I'm not going to bother harvesting lungs that I can't use because I don't have a doctor that can actually help with the surgery. So, the emergency measure has passed, but with the contingency that it has to be a viable transplant. Alright, you, friend. Prisoner is going to be converted. Now, here's the question. Plants puts you towards... Plants puts you towards pilgrims, but medical and crafting puts you towards stalwarts, and you're a body modder. Being a body modder is definitely a stalwart trait. You are going to be converted to a stalwart. This stockpile is set to normal in the water. So, again, there was no good reason to be putting the zoning was, like, wrong. So I know this room isn't, heated. So we're gonna need to move people around. And I think what I'm gonna do is move Zeusin and Axios in here. So this is a barracks now, and Krogadog is in his own bedroom. That actually might fix his jealous, because he's not going to be jealous of anyone else's bedroom, because he's the only one that actually physically has a bedroom. And the reason for that is we are going to need a prison cell. The current priority is convert Ray and scan for deep materials. Bulby, thank you for the resub. And greetings back to you from America. Okay, so convert, no medicine, because you're not sick, simple meals only. And that means I'm just going to have to really be careful about power usage. I think Axios is getting tired of losing body parts too. Alright, I'm going to have Axios prioritize hauling the corpses away so that they're not disturbing for everyone else. And we're about half or a third of the way through summer. FYI. Yeah, we could really use an underground wood deposit. True. That would be the dream. That would change our life around significantly. Being able to keep the wood-fired art fueled and we could then expand our farms and do research and just a whole lot of other things that would be nice to have. Did we ever end up getting that? Yeah, we got that corpse down there. So there should be 19 corpses on the map tile. I found 20, so we're missing one. There he is. Someone that tried to run and didn't make it out. What about the guaranteed scan? The guaranteed scan is at 81%. It really hasn't been scanned since the changing of the priorities. But at night, tonight, that might change. The rice looked ready to go. So as soon as Axios is home, we can have him do it. And now that the grow light's off, we're power positive 2,000 watts. Zeusin, let's have you go ahead and start with the scanning. So the stalwarts are going to need a person in the role for oh no, we don't need an order until we have 3. Okay. So if and when Ray joins, we could have the order again. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Frostwardens, which originally streamed live on Twitch February 9th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Frostwardens.